Cool. Here we are again. Let's see, what is this? Alright, so let's see. Last time we made some good progress on the pants. We fixed up these elements down below. Made some change to the hand. I'm still not entirely happy with them. And I said I'd figure out how to do like these chain links. And I did some testing. I got some good results, and I think I can do this on stream now. So let's see how this is gonna go. Right. So here off to the side you can see some brushes. I did some testing, and oh, sorry, notification. You can wait. Let's see. So if you look at the reference, the chain links are quite similar to what we have over here on the belts. It's just that they're slightly thicker and have a little bit of a like a pinch to them. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna go. We're gonna have the poly model one. So as always, we're gonna see what the most like what's the most basic shape. We're just gonna start with a cube. Take this one, delete hidden. And because this is going to be an insert brush, we have to make sure that it's also going to be on the world origin. So position Z0. Enable double sided for now. Okay. So we are going to need a border. Mesh border. Oh, no. Alright, first I'm doing something like this, so kinda? Okay. This is a neat little new feature. And all we need is this one. Okay. Delete it. Okay, so again we go to transform and we make sure that our active symmetry is both in X and Y. Let me mirror and weld, make sure X and Y is both turned on. And looking at the concept art, it looks like we have these pinched edges where there is indeed a little bit of a crease, so we're gonna mimic that as well. Stage the endpoint. Okay. This slightly goes in. Right. Crease polygroup. And we're gonna have to crease these. Just not gonna look like much when it's completely flat. So gonna give it some thickness, extrude everything. Let's see, I do want them to be a little bit chunky, so that how do I say this? I do want this chain to feel heavy, so we don't want the links to be too thin. Now, I think we're gonna make sure that's on the world origin again. So again, with the extrusion you go forward, so you have to make sure that this goes back. And I would like this edge to be thinner, because it tapers out. Let's see, can we do a maybe better slide or swivel? Let's try slide. Oh wait, to make sure that in the transform is also set here. Okay, though we also need to make sure that this thing is creased. Same goes for the inside. Okay. So as a little test, let's see, we gotta keep the crease. I don't think we want to subdivide in here, just as a quick little preview. Smooth division level 3, crease level 3. Just to see if it holds on to the shape. I believe, looking at it a little bit, I think we can make the shape a bit better. This feels chunkier. Really slide this in. Maybe we want to have like an Oh, I've never seen this message before. Would you like to proceed with a mirror and well operation? Yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so that gave us a center line. Let's see. Okay, let's scale. This look complete. Oh, hey Flysick, welcome on in. Let's see, and then scale this one inward a little bit. Just so we don't have like a perfectly flat inside. What does it look like if we uncrease this? I think this looks nice. So yeah, welcome in Flysick. We're currently working on chain links for our main characters, like these little tubes. We're gonna actually convert them into the chains that are in the concept. So why is this character floating off the ground? What's in here? Check up. Because otherwise that character should be on the floor. Strange. Maybe it's something else. No. I'm not quite sure why this character is floating. There should be... It should be on the floor, but it's fine. So yeah, we're making some chain links that are gonna be turned into a curve, and then we're gonna finally have an actual chain. Hey Norin, welcome on in. So that is going to be the challenge for today. So if we have this one, create a duplicate. Oh, probably have to turn off symmetry options. And curve it. Oh. Without symmetry. Rotate it 90 degrees. So we have like this interlocking area. And then we say brush, create insert mesh. Brush, current brush is an insert mesh brush. Would you like to append? Nope, hang on. Because I already did some testing. I will create insert mesh and I will say append. Pressing M, yep. So this is the testing that I did earlier, just with some simple spheres. So now if we draw a little curve on it, and look at that, it starts to resemble it, but we can see that we have some gaps in it. So we change that by, what was it, adjusting curve step, and we probably want it to be like 0.75. Click on it and then that'll update. And that looks pretty interlocking to me. Probably a bit too much, because we can see, you can see where it repeats. Like this is the original one, and then we have like a lot more of a gap on the inside. Also, before we forget, because this is something that happens a lot. Double. Alright, we have no back facing mask, or back facing faces. So let's see, the 0.8. Click on it, give the spacing a bit more breathing room. I think that looks good, like in terms of spacing. Alright. Now for the big question. How is it going to look on this guy? So this is kind of funny because this came up in a conversation yesterday when I was hanging out with Kofu and Alex. Kofu gave me an idea on how to actually create a smooth curve in ZBrush rather than like, we can either try to draw it like this by hand, which will give us a very wonky looking chain, and we can see that okay, it's starting to do weird stuff. So rather than trying to fix that by hand, Kofu gave me the idea that yeah, you can absolutely just grab an edge and turn that into a curve. If we go to the Z modeler tool, hover over an edge and then say, where was it? There is a way to turn, yeah, add a curve. Then we're going to say edge. If I do this, is this going to... I think this creates separate curves, but let's see what happens when we click on it. Yeah, it only generates it on a small portion, and the size of the chain is way too small. So how do we do this? Hey Labcode, hey Blue, welcome on in. Today is like we're trying new things. So we made our little insert mesh. We have our chain that we'd like to copy over curve. Now we just need to find out how to make one of these curves a continuous curve. Yeah, all of the Vulpin emotes. Vulpin has good emotes. So we have our curves. One other thing that I can come up with is framing the mesh. Also, let me turn off the floor. So yeah, so we have add the curve, but then we get segmented areas. What if we do poly loop at the curve? Looks like it's framing. Let me get rid of these caps. Convoluted way of doing it, but it works. Yeah, how have we all been doing in the last week? Delete hidden. And now we're gonna say I want you to add curve for this poly loop, which gives a double because it does the entire loop. Does a test. Let's see what happens when we at the curve. Okay, so that gives a double. Is it continuous? It is continuous, so that's good. So theoretically, this is the way to go. Currently crying in some more retopology with this new model. Oh yeah, that retopology will do that to you. And Flydeck, what's your currently sleep schedule? Because isn't it like, what, 2 in the morning or something? Okay. So we're one step further. At least it is a continuous thing, or a continuous poly loop. I find it weird how this add the curve. Oh, you had a long day, okay. Yeah, long days will absolutely wreck a person. Going to bed before 1 AM on the weekdays, okay. As long as you get your sleep. So we have our add curve. I just find it curious how I can't, like when we do this. Oh. Like we have our curves, but it doesn't like create a full curve, so I don't know what it is. Week's going okay so far, just need to get work done. Alright. Well, as long as we all keep chipping away at it, eventually stuff will get done. What convoluted way do I know of getting a curve that is like solid? Okay, this is gonna be convoluted, but we're gonna see if we can make it work. Why are there two of you? Oh, because those caps are still there. Other way around, delete it. Hang on, I should be working on a duplicate. Okay, so one other way that I know is for curve. There's a way to frame the mesh. Yeah, frame mesh based on. Let's do border. Okay, that'll get us a lot of. If I say crease, edge loop complete. Like that. And now we can say stroke frame mesh by creased edges. That'll give us one curve. Okay. Cool. And now we can say insert mesh. Click on it, and here we have our chain. It's just very, very small. Hi Nitaski, welcome on in. So now I just need to find a way to make this bigger. Wait, isn't this? Wait, it's literally tied to draw size. So if we set this one to autosave, no one move. If we set this to 50 and then click on it, oh, yep, that's bigger. Maybe a bit too big. So 25. Still big. Oh, wait, is it dynamic? Dynamic turned off. 25. Still too small. Wait, I can also do this. Oh, and also the embed is currently set to 40, so if I click it here, now it's more embedded. So how many do we have on the concept if we were to count? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 to the halfway point. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's already way too much. 200? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bit too many. 75. Mm, 160. What? What's going on? Why is it? Why are we getting this based on zoom again? Shouldn't be. Like, I have dynamic turned off. Okay. What do you have dynamic turned on again? Because I could have. I just wondered if this was based on like your brush size, but if we have dynamic turned on, it's gonna give different results, which is not how it should be, question mark, or am I getting it the other way around? Okay, I might be the one getting it turned around. So we have dynamic turned on, then numerical value is gonna be the deciding factor. Okay, it's too much. It's 29. Okay. That looks okay. Let's do a quick duplicate and a split. So grab this one. Okay, so this technically works. So that's the theory, and I'm happy that it works. We got some nice results out of it. Although I do believe... Okay, so two things. Number one, I would like there to be a little bit of a roll for this one, as it's... Well, maybe we can push in the fabric. Secondly, on the concept, we see that like 2 chain links have a little spike on it. So, okay, first of all, we're gonna note down 29. Okay, so that's noted down on the window that's not being recorded. Hey Snowy, welcome on in. Let's see, and also let's give it a color. Yeah, how are you, Snowy? And also, shouldn't you be in bed? Because United States time zones. Oh wait, no, it's like 8 in the morning, depending on which coast you're in. Yeah, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. "9 a.m. Okay. Well, 6 hours of sleep is enough. If we go by the convention rules. 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals a day, and 1 shower a day. Or are you trying to get rid of you? No, I would never. I love having you around. Okay. So we have that this is working, which is good. Now we just need to make a duplicate that has 2 of these spikes on it. So again, we are going to duplicate. So this is chain link normal. This is going to be chain link spike. Okay, and I have this one. We're going to need our symmetry again. So transform, activate symmetry X, Y, and Z. Hopefully this is going to be local only. Looks like it. Neat. Okay. Oh. There's a test. We're getting some shenanigans in here. And we may have some overlapping. Okay, so that error that we had earlier, or rather the warning sign of like mirroring, looks like we got overlapping UVs or like duplicate vertices. So if we were to, or is that? No? That appears to be this one. Okay, cool. Cool. So that is not an error. Alright. It's good old human error. Okay, so what do we want? We want inserts. Single edge loop. This, and these are going to be pulled outwards. Which is just close to the crease that we want. Okay, so we want this to run up. Let's see, actually maybe we can even merge these. Because technically a triangle never killed anyone. Now increasing, turn this one off. Increase some edges. We have a little bit of a... Oh, we have... Alright, ads are over. Still working on the creasing. We're having some issues. So let's uncrease this just to see what it looks like. Because again, it looks a bit mushy and we don't want that. It really needs to feel like it's like a very purposeful spike that's being added. Oh. Hey Apollo, welcome on in. Nice having you around. Let's see, we are going to insert an edge here. Or rather, not insert an edge, but we're gonna split. Yeah. Now we have something slightly wider width. Yeah, like we're trying to polymodel inside the ZBrush. I know. We are currently working on the chain for this guy. So for that we need to do a little bit of polymodeling, and then we're gonna, like with a curve function, wrap it around his waist. So we have our regular version. Now we just need to make a version that has spikes on it. I believe that this is getting pretty close. Also, we're using triangles. You may now explode. Hey, I've always used triangles. Triangles are fine as long as you know how to handle them. And luckily I know how to handle triangles. Okay. I'd say that looks pretty neat. Again, reading it from a distance. That's good. Okay. So we're gonna go B, make sure that we're on our insert brush, create insert mesh, and we're gonna append. Okay. So now we have this thing. This was the visualizer, so we know that this one's good. We hit delete. So here we have our normal chain. Wait, no, we do need this one, so we duplicate and we rename it to hip chain lower normal links. Or, sorry, not normal, but just default links. And on this one, that still has the curve on it, we make sure that we are back on 29. And now we grab the chain link spike and we click on it, and hopefully... Okay, almost. Wait, embed set to 0. We click on it. We have a duplicate that is now has the spikes on it, which is good. That's what we want. So now we can duplicate this one. Call it hip chain lower spiked links. And now we're just gonna grab the ones that we want. Let's see. I'm spotting a little bit of an issue where this one is clipping too much. So I believe there was something of a roll function. Maybe it's in here somewhere. Oh, Ninbrew, thank you very much for the follow. Focal shift curve. Hang on, I'll have to quickly look this one up. Of course, everything's a video these days. I don't have time for videos. I need... Alright, fine. So I saw this on a... Yeah, no. Wait, twist curve, control left, click drag. Control. Nope, that is masking. Oh, wait, we got something. So that's a roll. Yep, that's what we need. So a small detail, because now these things... now it actually feels like this one is rolling over a little bit. Which is good. It did change the amount of... Why are you changing slightly? It's weird how it's extending over here. I don't know exactly why that is. Especially up here. Also, it moved slightly, and we can't have that. Because of the embed? Let's go back a little bit. So we know that this one's here. We have to, oh wait, autosave. So we have 29. We click on it. We want this roll slightly here. Where are they going? Why is this happening? They're like completely vanishing. Oh, are you kidding me? It has two different values for when you're off the model, so we have a red line, and when we hover over it we have a blue line, and that one's set to 36. Great. So which one do we have to change? Okay, stuff is getting weird. What was the embed set to? Negative 41? Or, sorry, positive 41. This is where stuff breaks, everyone. This is 3D modeling. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Say that this is close enough. Okay, so we want to be embedded like a little bit further out. But we also lost our linking. Steps are too small now. Okay. Duplicate. With this one, we undo. We get our curve, and then we say we want our other mesh. We duplicate this one. Is it deforming the link model to or rotate to match the curve? So yes, it does. So there is a little bit of distortion because it's two chain links in one. So here we have our repeating step. It's at the 0.8. And like if we go to this one. If we go to this ball, then if we draw a curve on it, we can see that, okay, it's working. And all of them look like they interlock. Then, because these are identical in size, if I should click on it, it should work. However, these are thicker. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, so that's why. Because this link is slightly thicker, it's looking at the bounding box. Hey, there we go. There's a crash. Shit, how much did we just lose? Okay. That's fine. We go again. I need to turn this off before I maybe accidentally show something that shouldn't be. Yeah, cool. Recover documents. That is not the right thing. Project. Okay. Let's see, what's the damage? I have to quickly check this. Oh no, this version lost a lot. We're not grabbing that one. I need to make a BRB screen for when stuff hits the fan. Okay, cool. Let me quickly save this as an incremental and make sure that then all of us can go back to our regular scheduled queuing experiences. Alright. Abracadabra. Alright, we're back. So luckily it saved a incremental. Oh, hang on, let me check one thing. Abracadabra, it's gone again. Okay, cool. And we're back. Again, like, I apologize, sometimes I have to take away the screen because I do have files on it that I should not be showing. And I cannot elaborate any further on that. Okay, so when we were testing, so these curves work. It's just that the bounding box of this guy is slightly bigger, which is throwing us off. Well, if push comes to shove, I could just manually rotate in a chain link, as it's only 2 of them. So we're doing a lot of work and we're doing also research just to get results on like 2 little spikes. So I could theoretically just wave my hand and do it by hand. I'll just get the upper chain link in there and then I'll manually move in 2 of these chain links that has the oh, it also got rid of my brush. We'll just manually place in 2 of these chain links that have the spikes on it and then we're done. So again, we're learning. Okay, so this one, that's lower. We accepted that one. The magic number is 29. Yeah, if it works, it works. You have no idea how many 3D models out there have jank in them, or the stuff that we do just to get it to work. Okay, and then I need to polygroup. Come on. I'm not gonna let that crash throw me off my game. Okay, polygroup island. Or rather, no, not islands. We're gonna do it by creasing. So crease polygroup or polyloop. Split hidden. I need to go to stroke. Curve. Rudder. Yeah, and then we're gonna frame the creased edges. So that gives us our curve again. Grab this one. Create insert mesh, create new one. And now with size 29, we click on it. Wait. Let's see. Stroke, curve mode, curve step, all point 75? Slightly too big, question mark? They look about equal. Oh, this looks a bit messy as we get to the... Okay. So again, if I were to do this in if I were to do this in Maya, I would have this on a NURBS curve where you can move this the curvature points and like ZBrush has a tendency, it wants to keep the curve on the mesh. So if I move this one, okay, now it plays nice. Or is this because the ending is locked? Because if I were to move this one, we start getting like some jank. What is wisdom? Because like, okay, cool. Are you doing this in ZBrush to learn about it or get better for this application? I'm doing this in ZBrush so I learn more ZBrush. So this is about learning. There's a bunch of stuff that I could have done inside Maya to do it quicker. But this is about learning ZBrush, so for the learning purpose. God, I give really long-winded answers. Yes is the short one. Okay, so we have this one, we duplicate. Okay, we have this one, we delete hidden. This one. Come on, grab the right one. There we go. Delete hidden. And also to keep consistent with the color will object. Okay. On this one, just looking at which chains we're gonna use. So this one is out. Hit change overlap. I'm gonna need. I don't need this. I don't need this. Delete hidden. So we have hip upper chains, lower chains. Now we have these two from which we will snatch nope, ads happening in 2-3 minutes. Grab these, we hit Control X, so that is expanding. So I'm using Control Shift X to expand and Control Shift S to reduce visibility. So now I have these two chain links that I want. We're gonna hit delete hidden. And now we are just gonna manually move this into place. Which luckily are already quite similar. Probably give this one a little bit of a rotation. So we're gonna mask out this one. That's a hand.
This is why Miami is for you.
Rotate a little bit so it looks like. It looks like these two are integrated and like hanging on the cloth. Okay, and with that we have them. Nobody needs to know that these two are not perfectly linking into each other. If everyone just keeps quiet, like, let's see, yeah, there's not that many of you, so we can keep this secret. And then these can be removed. Delete, delete. merge down. Actually, all of these can be merged, so merge down. We'll just rename them to hip chains. A little bit of a move tool to nudge them out. Oh, alright. Take care, Apollo. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hopefully see you next time again. And that distortion is basically not noticeable. So, that works, surprisingly. We have a little bit of a, like, stuff overlapping here, which we don't want, so let's fix that. First of all, this chain link needs to go. I'm gonna hit auto groups, just so I can easier get rid of a few. So delete hidden. This one, this one, this one, this one. These are the ones that are gonna like have to scooch over a little bit. Just so we don't have this overlap. This one, if we look at the concept art, then this one is kind of hooked into the belt here, so let's make sure that that is also accurate, because again, it needs to look like it's like hooked into something. So with that, use a big brush. We're gonna make it look like it's like hooked up in here. Just gonna make this one smaller. Now we are going to insert these, and then I would like a regular cylinder. So it looks like this one is like that. This is the element that's keeping it all together. Deform, inflate it a little bit so it's a little bit more bulky. It's too much. So that's the front. Let's say that that looks neat. Yeah, alright, that looks nice. We have our two little, the star ones. However, here on the back, this looks a little rough, especially over here since we can see that this chain, it's not really working. Now, unfortunately, on the concept art, the back view does not show the chain, so we're gonna have to invent how this thing is being held together. So how are we going to do that? Because usually, when I look at this, one of the things that I am reminded of is like those big chains that you would hang to your wallet. Though to have it like slide into his back pocket, I don't believe that that is gonna be like the chain links are too big for that. So maybe we can just have like a nice little detail here as it's where it's gonna be clipped onto. Kind of similar enough like this. It's nothing too special. How do we do this? Or rather, what would be nice looking? Looking at the concept. Are there any elements that we can steal? Maybe an element from his guitar. We're not gonna add another skull. Okay, first off, I do believe I want to have it be more here. Make sure that this remains looping. Because it's unfortunate how, okay, here we have a vertical one, or rather a one that's facing towards us and one that is facing like flat. If these two were to align up a little bit better. So what if these two are gone? Wait, hang on, I'll work on a duplicate for now. Work on this one. Have them like clip in like this. How would that make sense though? I guess in they're like punctured through the fabric maybe? So how would that work in topology later on? So this is where my biggest weakness shines. It's designing things, coming up with things from scratch. I am very much an artist that appreciates a concept art where all of the answers are on it. The second that is not there, I start overthinking by a lot. So what if we were to grab this little element? Grab it, and then we just poke it back here. Because again, I very much focus on how stuff is constructed, and then the second that is not entirely clear, my brain starts working into overdrive, and that's when overthinking happens, and that's when things start to suffer. Hello, Yuad. Welcome on in. No, this is not a commission. This is a... I guess we could say... Is fan art the right word? The concept is by Il55 on social media. I saw it, I got inspired, and I wanted to see if I could turn it into a 3D model. So this is where we are now, focusing on the chain links. But yeah, I'm fairly certain this is someone's OC. I tried to contact him with like permission, but I couldn't get an answer back from him. So now we are making this as like a portfolio project. We're not going to try and sell this or anything. So I hope everything is fine. Let's see. Yeah, it is a very cool looking hyena character. We also have the guitar. It's hovering above him. It's like more ink, like spaced out. But yeah, we're working on it. We're having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, welcome on in. Am I vibing with this solution? Just two little dangly chains keeping it all together. Rarely active on Twitter, mostly Weibo? I'm guessing that's one of the websites that is in... Was it Japanese? It's a language... It's a website that I cannot read, so I also can't reach out to them. Because I don't know how to make an account on that website. Let's see, other groups. Yeah, I don't know if you have a way to contact them, like, feel free to let them know. It's like, hey, this project's ongoing. Chinese Twitter, okay, yeah, I have no idea how to navigate that website. Yeah, this is what we've been working on so far. Okay, so for chains, I think this looks nice and decent. Let's see. Geometry, subdivision 5, increase level 3. make it a little bit softer. And give it the, what was it, metal? Give it a metal material. Yeah, so it really has that gloss to it. Is it silver? Just for consistency, let me quickly slap this on all the elements that should have metal, because I think some of them don't have it. Okay, and save, because we've already had one crash this session, and I don't want it to happen again. Okay, there's still a few things that need polishing. The pants, again, or rather, still. The shirt, I can tighten that up a little bit. It's mainly having stuff like this where you can kind of see where it just smears into other elements, so really make it look like it's going inward. Also posture check, because the longer I do this, the more I try to crawl into my computer screen. That's not something that I should do. Let's see, because this character, the shirt is supposed to be skin tight. Let's see. So we have like a little bit of. There should be shoulder blades here. I didn't do them as we were blocking out, so now let's see if we can somewhat make them look here. Radiant with a 5-stream streak. Thank you very much. More than 2. Yee, nice. Thank you. It's comforting to hear that people are tuning in regularly. Really makes it feel like, okay, this is going somewhere. Brush. More brush. More crack. Yeah, so far I've been pretty, or rather, so far I've been streaming every Wednesday. Even on the ones where it's a little bit more difficult or like a little bit lower energy, we're gonna remain committed. What gives me energy? Seeing other people's artwork, first and foremost. Like, I absolutely love it. Talking with friends on Telegram. Hanging out with friends in Discord call. Basically hanging out with friends a lot. Okay. I need this to sharpen up. Yeah, and then also a not so insignificant side dish of just discipline of I said I'd do it and I'm tenacious enough to then follow through with that type of stuff. Because yeah, if throughout my entire life whenever I said okay I'm gonna do this one thing and I mean it, then I also like really follow through with it. So that's up to a certain degree that is a really nice trait to have. It will also absolutely backfire if I bite too hard into one thing and refuse to let go, because then I'll feel like a failure by my own standards. Which will then usually require a friend to like actually sit me down and snap me out of it. Lazy mouse. Where are you? Lazy mouse, smoothing, a little bit higher. Steps? No. I always forget which one like really smooths it out. So really turns into a smooth line. Get those shoulder blades back in. Or at least the indication of them. Very low embed. Just puff them out slightly. Okay, I'm doing the thing again where I just make a brush stroke, but you look at it and there's no actual volume change. So I should find a better way for that, and I think the lasso tool is the way to go. So if we go like this, like this. Now actually pull out scapulas. There's some actual plane changes. So these are way too narrow. Looking at the concept. Just move this strap slightly out. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we have an indication of the shoulder blades, that's nice. Anything else on the shirt? Feel like this has crept up a bit. Do want this to be straight. And this line is like, it's a bit wobbly, so again. Use H-brush to like remove it, smooth it out slightly, and now with Orb Crack, one smooth stroke. I imagine artists that have like a graphic tablet will have an easier time performing strokes like that, because they, you know, like I still feel like there's a small disconnect between, like, I have one of these tablets that is like just in front of my desk. I don't have one of those where you actually look on the screen and where things are going. So sometimes I do feel like, okay, what would it be like if I had a graphic tablet? But then I also look at my desk and go, I have no space for that whatsoever. Okay. I see that one of my friends went live on Twitch as well. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, that there is no difference between like a graphic tablet and like, what is this? I have an Intuos pen tablet small. And I've had this thing for, God, how, 2014? I think 2014. Yeah, so this tablet is 11 years old. I take good care of it, and it still works. Yeah, it has survived so many things. I'd like to try getting one of those graphic tablets and like see what happens. Accuracy, no. I use Fuyon just in table 2. It might depend on the size of the tablet. The bigger is more precise. Yeah, and I have a horrible habit of I draw from the wrist. I don't draw from the shoulder or the elbow, mainly because of my setup. Like if I were to start drawing from my elbow, it's very weird because of like the height of my table, the height of my chair, or like it's. I would have to significantly change my setup. And like maybe, or when I move again, I'll look for a better setup. in the end. It always comes down to the skill of the artist. Like, a seasoned one can work with nearly any tool. They'll just have to get used to it again. Okay, so that's sharper, that's good. Grab the paintbrush, get these shapes sharpen up. So we have a little ad break again. And then this cut needs to be cleaned up. So this should be more like this. This is a very narrow element, which may be a bit bad, or rather, odds are I'm gonna retopologize it in, like, have a little edge over here, so it's going to catch the shadow, and then this one on the inside is just gonna be polygon, or just texture with an overlap. So there's a very narrow piece of cloth that I've worked my way into a corner here. This is getting royally overworked for an element that's so small. Nope, that's detailing. We don't allow us to do that yet. I do want to emphasize the ribs a little bit more. Okay, this might bite us in the ass later. But we'll see how this looks later on in the baking. Because I feel like this is a little bit too harsh right now. Especially these ones in the back. This is where the cloth is hanging loose. It's the front ones that have like a little bit of a silhouette to them. That should be +5. Yeah, there we go. Modify blur. Just so it's a little bit softer. This is a dirty shape. Slightly better, slightly more polished. Okay, minor increments. Okay, what am I dodging? Because I feel like I'm stalling. So we've done the shirt, like cleaned it up a little bit. Let's look at the back. A little bit of an inset here. Looking at the concept, this appears to be further out. Or rather, more tucked in, I should say. So you can see like a little bit of this muscle peeking out. Again, I'm using a reference that is not on screen. Let's see, a mask. How does this shape work? Something like this that goes in. redoing the same thing multiple times, this is not how it should be. It should be a confident, okay, this brush stroke, smooth. Out slightly, and that's it. That's the choice that we made. Confident choice. Also, I've been looking at these chest straps, and I feel like they're too thick. Because when you look at the concept art, also this thing is just absolutely clipping into it. If you look at these things, also they've been constructed differently from how the other belts are, so it's not consistent. What I want to do is... Also, I feel like I made a duplicate somewhere. Hip chains. Yeah, I feel like these are not consistent with the rest of the other belts, so I'd like to remake them quickly. Emphasis on quickly, and we all know that that is not going to be quickly. So, again, because we're insecure, we will keep a backup. Okay, rename, so chest straps, remake. So first things first, get rid of the depth. So this is way too many polygons to work with. There's multiple subdivisions, okay, get rid of those. Other groups. And we'll only keep the outside, delete hidden, and now we'll get rid of these creased edges. Okay, so we're back to this. Because again, I'm looking at it and they appear to be a lot more flat on the front. Let's see. Quick thickness check, and then yeah, this is way too like this already reached too thick. And they also seem to be reading a lot more straight on the chest clasp. Okay. So keep them a lot thinner now. Yeah, especially when you look at it from downwards. Now, topology-wise, this may not be the smartest decision, but it beats having like a large chunk that is just like not working along, or rather, not looking good. And we'll remake the center one. this... Okay, just... I've done characters before where they like have a chest strap, and it is difficult to properly retopologize him and then also have him like slide along nicely. This armpit, this high up, or rather this strap this high up in the armpit is absolutely going to give some skinning nightmares. And again, I had a talk with someone who showed interest in rigging this one as practice. I'll definitely have to double check with them to see how this topology should be done in order for them not to want to throw an entire desktop in my face. So yeah, let's see, keep it consistent, keep it, like, make sure it's tightened up. Or who knows, maybe they have like a small little system for it that'll make it easier for them. I don't know, I'm not a professional rigger. Yeah. What's going on here? Okay, so that reads better now. So yeah, if we go to the previous one, even with subdivision, like these read as too chunky and you can see them clipping into the body. So to have him be like this, I'd say that looks better. I mean, okay, from a distance, can't really tell, well, a little bit. I think the thinner straps are better. Oh, nope, don't click on expose. The expose is a lovely remnant button from when you had to split your model, like explode a view in order to bake everything. Clicking that button will put all of your subtools like on a nice grid exploded. It's a very dangerous button to push when you have a lot of subtools, and we are currently on subtool count 108. What's going on over here? Why is there... Oh, when did this sneak in? Oh, can we delete this or what? Hang on, save. Save gently and then see if we can delete this edge loop. How did this sneak in here? I'll just delete it and extrude can. There was a weird inset that got packed in there. We continue. Also, flip. So there we go. This thick, make this piece slightly thicker. Oh, hey Marin, good morning, welcome on in. Okay, I'm gonna inflate this slightly, just so it reads a bit better of it, like actually going around. Set. Welcome on in. Yee. Let's see. Yeah, looking at the time, I think the US folks are waking up. Or rather, like, survived the commute to work and now on, like, their workstations. Come on, BMT. And I want this to sit tighter around it, so we're actually going to crease a little bit. Yeah, welcome on in. How are you doing? Hide, inflate, thicken it up slightly. Oh no, that's also gonna... I'll do it by hand. I like some of the parts. The dog rolled in something and had to be given a bath. Oh no. Slow day at work and a dog that likes to roll into something. It's always fun when dogs decide to do that. Okay, slight difference. Like, to me, it's enough to make, like, to me this is enough of a difference. Especially just, like, I do not like how thick these things were. Now this reads a lot more natural. Oh yeah, what do you have and what's all over you? Yeah, back when we still had the family dog when I was a kid, it would also be a game of like, hi, what do you have over there? And then you'd see it in the eyes of the dog, and be like, I have something I shouldn't have, and now I'm gonna run away, and I know that you're gonna run after me, and that's the fun part. Like, all right, 3, 2, 1, go, and you start running after each other. Dogs know exactly what they're supposed and not supposed to have. Okay, let's see, we are gonna... Yeah, we're gonna... Wait, no. Subdivisions first. So let's see, crease level 3. Subdivide. Okay, so that looks good. We got these hard creased edges that we want. Yeah, this is also looking good. Okay, and now we grab the borders. What's going on here? Did it happen again? Where does this polygon come from? When did that sneak in? When did I do that? That should not be. Okay, guess we'll try to fix it by hand, because now we already have like a whole bunch of stuff, so... Hang on, save. Okay. So we have these two. We have these two edges that we need to get rid of. So I'll just. This thing has subdivision levels. Grr. Okay, fine. Delete higher. Wait, no. Okay. No. Okay, so this is right before we gave it subdivision levels. Turn off dynamic. I just want to know when I made like a misclick or anything that caused another extrusion to happen, because I think that's what happened here. It's just so weird. Okay, so to get rid of that, we'll just stitch the endpoint. Send this one. Now we have two edges that we can, well, yeah, collapse edge. Now we delete the edge. Really? Come on. Otherwise we'll do it by hand. It's gonna take a little bit longer. So again, I don't know when I clicked on this. Alright, now let's check. How do we fix this? So we have a triangle here, because this is the only edge that we need to get rid of. I could theoretically just stitch every polygon, but that's not... like, there's gonna be like too many actions. Can we collapse polyloop? Kinda, but then it mucks up at the end. Oh, and it goes all the way. But you know what? Fine, we'll collapse edge by edge. Because if I do delete like this... yeah, it... Alright, collapse it is. Because of a misclick earlier, we are now spending time on fixing stuff manually. And again, I don't know where that... I don't know when that click happened, because I kept an eye out for it this time. Yeah. Stuff sometimes happens. Okay. That should... no, wait, one more. There we go. Okay. Crease polygroups. Yep. Okay. Okay, we're here again. Smooth subdivision, crease level 3. Yep. It's like level 6. Oh. I'm getting a phone call. I cannot answer that now. Also, the music is making its dramatic pause again. Hang on. Hello? Music? Oh no, it did the thing again where we have the dramatic pause. Oh, we lost the poly group. A lot of very basic mistakes are being made here today. And we have a hole. We can't have that. Close concrete wall. This one also has a hole. Alright, going once, going twice. Everything clean now? Yes, please. Alright, for the third time. This is for the bevel trick. We go to masking. Shrink our mask a few times. Oh wait, no. God, why am I making so many mistakes this evening? Polish. That's too sharp. Okay, we have our beveled look a little bit. One more time, because again, I fairly certain that this is the trick that we use on these as well. We have like really nice rounded edges. Though here, because our crease level is only up to level 3, we have 6 levels. Smaller inflate and then we'll polish. One of those things of like, hi, we've done it 5 times, but now I don't know what's going wrong. Okay. Looking at it, we have our we have the bevelets now. Okay, cool. All that effort for again, small little increase, because again, looking at this is what bothered me. This looks very artificial and this looks more natural. So, I'm gonna get rid of the old ones. Keep these. Good. Let's see, what do we have? 45 minutes left. What can we do? Nope. Let's see. Rolenzo, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. So that this thing kinda should be sharper. Hello, welcome on in. Nice to see more new faces in here. Oh, hey who. Welcome on in. Let's see. Are we going to tackle the pants again? I feel like every session where we do like a little bit of work on the pants again, they get better and better without overblowing my brain. So I guess we can work on it a little bit. Stuff I don't like. Don't like how this line here is like mushy. Because, okay, looking at the concept, it does look like there is a bit of a ridge here, so let's put that one in. First time watching stream, amazing 3D stuff. Thank you very much for the compliment. Yeah, we've been working on this guy for, this is session 14. So once a week for 3 hours we work on it and it's slowly taking shape. So I'm happy that people are enjoying this. Let's see, make sure that our subregion actually goes through. make sure that we have the volume. New to 3D stuff. Practicing ZBrush for a week. Nice. Enjoy the ZBrush journey. It's one hell of a thing to learn. But once you like get more and more proficient in it, the payoff is like huge. You get so much fun out of it. So yeah, stick with it is what I'll say. ZBrush is a lot of fun. Oh yeah, the sculpting in Maya is a choice. I know it has sculpting tools in it, but I'm fairly certain at some point Autodesk just said, "No, we're not gonna try and compete with ZBrush, so just don't put any more processing power in the in the dev pipeline." Okay, I'm looking at the shape. Because again, I'm prone to inventing shapes, and that's not what this should be, so... Try to get shapes to work with Damien standard. Phelan, welcome on in. Thank you very much for the follow. Hi there. Happy to have you. Let's see. Sorry, I'm getting like a little bit quiet as I think I might have found something nice for like sculpting the cloth. Opposite Damien's center brushstrokes. To like really get these heavy folds in there, and later on when we play with the light, hopefully it'll give some like nice results. As for the back, I'll have to sharpen it up as well. So what I'm doing is I hold down shift so I get the straight lines, then doing both additive and subtractive, and that's how we are getting some of these really sharp shapes. The main thing that I just need to keep an eye out is for like, are they logical? Like as cloth like, sits on each, or rather, as cloth weighs in on itself. But that is the biggest thing. Okay, this one might be a bit too much. Again, Damien's standard to just punch it back in. Oh, well, polish but without the poly paint. Same for these. I'll recreate these small little memory folds in a little bit. just to see what they look like, because again, anatomy, folds have anatomy. Just need to get like a few vertical creases. I know that they're in here somewhere. What do these things have? Oh. Okay, again, I'm doing the thing again where I'm making brush strokes and not committing to anything. I'm just noodling now, and that is not a good thing. So we're gonna make some decisions and like actually stick with them. I feel like one more, just one more indication of some tension on the inside of the leg, and then we're good. I feel like this is good. Let's add the seams. Let's see, so Damien standards, symmetry, and then really punch in those seam lines. Hannah's Art Studio, that's a familiar name. Welcome on in. We got our follower goal. Nice. How are you doing, Hannah? I'm doing, yeah, nice to hear that you're doing well. I'm doing good too. We're working on this character and once again tackling the pants because pants are a never-ending struggle. Enjoy the beans. Also, I'm willing to bet that this is going to be the thumbnail for the video if Twitch has any sense. And the beans are gone. I'm sorry. Hey Unut, welcome back. So let's see if we save this. And let's see what our previous iteration was. Why is this? Okay, so nope, that's a cube. Let's see if we move over here a little bit. So if we look at the differences, now he has an actual chain on the hip, the pants are tightened up slightly, the chest straps are tightened up. Also looks really cool. Thank you very much. I think we're nearing the end of where I say that the high poly is done, or at least for the moment, where I might actually be able to go into retopology and start making a low poly for this guy. We still need to fix the skull on the lower left arm. Oh, and we need to do a detail pass over the entire... like from a distance, the body itself looks good. But once we start zooming in, we can see that the body itself still needs like another subdivision level. And I'm wondering if I should do that now, or I have a tendency to retopologize my models and then shoot them back into ZBrush and then do the final pass on that model. Usually that's overkill, and I don't know if that's good. If that's a good, what's the word I'm looking for? A good workflow to showcase, because if this is meant to be somewhat educational, then I should be showing like proper like workflows. Also, the hands are still just completely scuffed. So maybe maybe it's a good idea to retopologize so that everything is combined. Because now, for example, the body and the head and the fingers are still split. The toes themselves are also like very wobbly. Maybe I should probably inflate it a little bit. just so that they're like a little bit more pinched. This should not clip. So yeah, maybe I should retopologize the body and then push that back into ZBrush and then use that for the polishing pass, because then also like the mouth interior will have a proper mouth bag. This seam will be gone, and also the face itself should get another pass, because if we remove the mask, we can see that the shapes are there, though like the eyelids aren't in there. They're just gestural strokes. Oh. Actually, let me just work on the face a little bit. You get the eyelids in there. Workflow I should adopt more, where I actually mask out parts. That I don't only touch neighboring areas, and now it actually looks like the eye bag has actual volumes without losing that landmark. Okay, so faces are extremely complex. There's a lot of shapes that like flow into one another. It takes a long ass time to get proficient at them. I don't dare call myself fully proficient in them, but I do have experience with them. So I'm starting to get better at looking at them and then go like, okay, cool, that's an element that's missing or not working. Then how to fix them in 3D. You're watching me in court, Snowy? What are you doing? Hang on, Snowy. Can you like be dramatic and like stand up and say I object? To I don't know even what case is currently going on. But okay. Please don't put me on the big screen. I am not evidence. I don't know what type of court. Oh god, you're making me whisper. You're a dork. Also, I saw that art of you that, oh, what's his name? Mackie. I saw the art that Mackie made for you. Like, you being taller than a building, yeah? Yeah, it was nice. Mackie did a great job at that art piece. Okay, that might be a bit too much. Like this reads too much as like old people like eye bags. Oh, also, something that this might be a nice tip for people. Whenever you have something like this where you can see that the cavity is too deep and you get that old people look, something that an old coworker of mine mentioned is that rather than try to, like, my first, um, my first method was always to just go over it and then try to remove it like that. You just fill it up. But then, as you can see, you change the planar, you change the planar shape of it. So what he recommended was to, at low intensity and with a slight embed, to start going over the shape with a big brush. In which you'll get a far more natural blend. Which is a lot more respectful of the shape and doesn't actually like cause this weird looking valley. It's a much cleaner way of blending things. So hopefully that's a piece of advice that people can use in the future. Okay, let's look at faces. Oh, that's the move brush, not the clay buildup. Let's see, because he does have like a little bit of a droopy mouth corner. Everyone pet Snowy. Let's see. You're fine, Snowy. Like, again, you're in a freaking courthouse. There are far more important things than, like, a Twitch stream. Where you currently are at. Okay, let's see if we turn off the mask. So it's like little changes to soften the features. Oh. I'm not more important than a court case. Rather, what's if you're allowed to say, what's the court case about? It's like expired parking tickets or jaywalking. NDA, gotcha. And we respect NDAs in this household. Yeah, we got 10 more minutes. Let's see. There's a little personal preference. I like to have like a little tear duct. Respect. Yeah, like a lot of the really cool stuff that we artists make, and it's like, hi, you have an NDA. You are not allowed to talk about this for like 5 years after the thing has released. It's like, cool. Yeah. There are some. I have not signed any of these NDAs myself, but there are NDAs out there that literally just say you are not allowed to talk about this for like the rest of your life. Doesn't matter what happens to the company, it doesn't matter what happens to like just anything, like you are whatever you do over here at the company and the stuff that you worked on, the processes that you've learned or developed, you are just never allowed to talk about them. I don't know. I've only heard mention of these jobs where those contracts are like, hi, if you would like to work on this super cool project, then sorry, you have to sign this. Not like you are not allowed to talk about it afterwards. So I don't know what they're about or like what the project was about, but just that, hi, they had to sign this before they were allowed to work there. Like, okay. Yeah, most of the contracts that I've signed were you're not allowed to talk about this project, or like, sorry, you're not allowed to show development, like work in progress stuff, of this project until 5 years after release. There was also one contract that kind of said like, hi, you're not allowed to work in the same sector after you're done with us, as like a non-compete clause, though that one got struck out of the contract because otherwise I would not like do business with them. Because that's always a silly one to me, where it's like, hi, you worked for us, but if you leave, yeah, it was for art. But they basically said, okay, if you want to work for us, then you're not allowed to work for any other job that requires 3D modeling. Then you're not allowed to take on any jobs in the... What was the wording? When you quit this job, you're not allowed to take on any other job that requires 3D modeling. To which I said, no, I'm not signing that. Like, it is somewhat of a kneecap method to like prevent someone from jumping to another company and then like immediately start enacting the experience that they have. Cause like, nah, I was not gonna. I had them amend that part, and then they did. Yeah, the non-competes are weird, because the only thing that they're trying to do is try to kneecap you so you can't use your experience for a competitor, and that's stupid. Or at least that's stupid in my opinion. Let's keep it like that. So secret, or is it racing game? The racing games. If someone were to pay me 10 million a month, sure, I'll work on a project that A, requires secrecy for the remainder of my life, B, never allows me to work in, let's say, the 3D sector ever again. But again, if I have several million on the bank account, you would not see me around for, like, as often. Okay, let's polish up this nose a little bit. Actually, polishing it up a little bit actually gives us quite a few of the shapes that we want. Subdivide once, polish. Nope, not the deco brush. Not like my Damien stand, please. Okay. Minor tidbit on the closing notes. One thing that I like to do is currently you see me working on like this side of the model, but what I'm actually looking at is this curvature right here. So if you can watch here a little bit, like what I'm actually doing is just adjusting the shape, but I'm actually looking at like the right hand cheek, because I want to see the light information that's going on here. And again, look at your model from every angle, see which ones require more work. Because again, face on, just always going from face on, it's gonna look good, but then the second you rotate, everything's gonna break. So again, looking at the volumes of this tip of the muzzle, especially if I start rolling the light, you can see that we have some nice round curvature, like there's like muscles underneath it, but then suddenly over here it gets flattened. Will I retop on stream? That is the plan. Yes, I wanna showcase the entire project on this channel. Yeah. Big strokes, a little bit of smoothing, and now that is slightly more round. Again, like these changes from what we had. Although I do have to make sure that I don't freestyle the nose too hard. Like, has some shape language to it that we have to like maintain. That and hyena noses have like a very specific shape. Yeah, we're closing in on the retopology stage. I'll have to figure out how I want to do that one. I have to figure out how to set up my Maya so it actually grabs everything rather than just the main window. Okay. And it's 6 o'clock, so I'll be calling it here and we're gonna find someone that we can raid. So let's turn on the colors again. Good. So let's leave the mask off. So this is what we had. Oh great, advertisement incoming. Cool. So again, the visual increments are getting fewer and fewer. We tightened up the pants, we redid the chest straps, we updated the face, gave him some actual chain links. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome. Thank you very much for watching. Let's see, let me save this in the meantime. I have to make absolutely certain I save the correct version, otherwise this is going to be nightmarish. So, yeah, this is the new version. Okay. Also, you didn't hear if you like the silly art enough from Blue Sky. Snowy, the art piece that you got from Mackie, it looks really cute and really funny. Alright, actually I'm just gonna snooze these ads. Like, we're not gonna run ads at the end of the session. Let's see, go to the following tab. Who do we have? I know exactly who we're gonna grab. Okay, so to everyone who's been watching, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for being here. Always greatly appreciated. And we're gonna go say hi to Royce. So slash raid. Royce. Yes. There we go. So if you have my emotes, as always, we're gonna go for the good vibes raid. And then we're gonna go say hi to Royce, who is very coincidentally in chat. So if you're not subscribed, you can use channel points to get my emotes unlocked for 24 hours. Thank you all very much for being here. If you'd like to see more of me, I do have a Blue Sky. So if you'd like to see more of me outside of streaming hours, you can always check me over there. And then for that, thank you very much for being here. And we're gonna all hang out at Royce's place. So, as always, thank you very much, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Bye bye.